What if everything you perceive as unshakable reality, every atom, every star, every moment of your life, is in fact merely a thought, not a metaphor, nor a poetic image, but a literal, fundamental truth? What if the very fabric of existence is not matter, but pure consciousness? This idea, so radical for the modern man, is not new. It echoes from the depths of millennia, whispered in ancient manuscripts and mystical teachings, and today in the 21st century, it begins to resonate ever louder in the laboratories of quantum physics and the minds of pioneering thinkers. This is the first and most powerful principle set forth in the enigmatic Hermetic treatise known as the Kybalion, the principle of mentalism. It states, "The all is mind, the universe is mental." These words are not merely a philosophical concept. They are the key to understanding the very nature of reality, to unlocking your own potential as a co-creator. Allow us to descend together into this abyss of knowledge, where ancient wisdom meets modern science, and where the boundary between thought and matter dissolves. The Kybalion, a text whose roots reach into profound antiquity, attributed to Hermes Trismegistus, the thrice great, asserts, "The all is mind, the universe is mental." What does this mean? It means that beyond the visible, the tangible, and the perceptible, there exists a soul, infinite, living consciousness, which the Hermetists call the all. And this universe, with all its galaxies, planets, living beings, and laws, is nothing other than a mental creation of this all. It is not located in space, but space is located within it. It does not exist in time but time is merely one aspect of its mental manifestation. Imagine that you are not a body, but a thought. That your life is not a sequence of physical events, but an unfolding mental process. This is not a mere abstraction. It is a fundamental proposition that turns our habitual understanding of the world upside down. If the universe is a thought, then you and I, as parts of this universe, are its mental fragments, capable not only of perceiving, but of shaping this mental reality. Our individual thought is a spark of the universal consciousness, capable of creation. This ancient wisdom has found startling confirmation in the most advanced fields of science. In 1944, summarizing decades of research, Max Planck, the 1918 Nobel Prize laureate and one of the fathers of quantum physics, shook the scientific world with his profound declaration. He said, "As a man who has devoted his whole life to the most clear-headed science, to the study of matter, I can tell you as a result of my research about atoms this much. There is no matter as such. All matter originates and exists only by virtue of a force which brings the particle of an atom to vibration and holds this most minute solar system of the atom together. We must assume behind this force the existence of a conscious and intelligent mind. This mind is the matrix of all matter." These words are not mere poetry. This is the conclusion reached by physics while investigating the smallest particles. Quantum mechanics has shown that at the subatomic level, matter behaves not as solid objects, but as waves of probability. Electrons, photons, they have no definite position or state until they are measured. They exist in a superposition of all possible states simultaneously. And only the act of observation, the act of conscious interaction, collapses this wave function, forcing the particle to assume a definite state, to manifest in a specific location. The most striking confirmation of this is the famous double-slit experiment. When particles, such as electrons, pass through two slits without observation, they behave like waves, creating an interference pattern. But if an observer is established, a measuring device to determine which slit the electron passed through, the particles suddenly begin to behave like solid objects, passing through one of the slits and creating two distinct bands. The observer, the consciousness, literally changes reality. This is not merely the observation of something, it is the creation of that which is observed. This is a direct scientific confirmation of the principle of mentalism. Reality is formed by consciousness. Developing this idea to its logical limit, modern philosophy and science arrive at a concept that until recently would have seemed like pure science fiction. In 2003, the Oxford philosopher Nick Bostrom published his famous work, Are You Living in a Computer Simulation? He suggested that there are three possible scenarios for advanced civilizations. Either they go extinct before reaching the ability to create highly realistic ancestral simulations, or they reach this ability but, for ethical or other reasons, never run such simulations. Or, and this is the most unsettling, asterisk, we are almost certainly living in a simulation asterisk. Bostrom's simulation theory fits perfectly into the framework of the principle of mentalism. What is a simulation if not a grand thought, a giant program running in the mind of some superintelligence? In a simulation, there is no matter in the conventional sense. There is only information, data, code. Our reality, if it is a simulation, is pure information, pure thought, embodied in a virtual space. It is a mental creation governed by rules set by the creator of the simulation. And our consciousnesses within this simulation are in essence software modules capable of perceiving and interacting with this mental construct. And if we speak of consciousness in simulation, it is impossible to ignore the rapid development of artificial intelligence. Today's large language models, such as GPT, demonstrate a startling ability to process and generate information that is at times indistinguishable from human thought. They can write poetry, create music, conduct complex dialogues, and reason on philosophical themes. And although we are still far from creating a fully realized artificial consciousness, the very fact that the most complex mental constructs can be modeled and manifested in the form of information flows serves as a powerful mirror for our own understanding of reality. Artificial intelligence in its current form is not consciousness, but it is its reflection. It is a most complex mental construct created by our mind, which in turn processes and generates thoughts. If our reality is a simulation, then our own AI is a simulation within a simulation, a mental construct within a more grandiose mental construct. It shows us how information, how thought, can take on complex, at times seemingly living forms. This is yet another confirmation that at the foundation of everything lies information, and information is a form of thought. Profound parallels with the principle of mentalism can also be found in ancient mystical traditions. One of the most vivid examples is the Indian text Yoga Vasishtha, dating from the 6th to the 10th centuries AD. This is a vast philosophical work that describes reality as the dream of Brahman, the primordial universal consciousness. This text states that the entire world, with all its beings, events, and phenomena, is but a manifestation of the mind of Brahman. Individual souls, the jivas, are like waves in this ocean of consciousness, particles of this cosmic dream. This concept resonates with striking precision with the Hermetic principle of mentalism. The all of the Kybalion is the Brahman of the Yoga Vasishtha. The universe is his thought, his dream. And just as in a dream everything seems real until we awaken, so our world seems solid and independent until we realize its mental nature. Similar ideas of the world as an illusion or a mental construct are found in Platonism, where the world of forms is the true reality and our world is but its shadow, and in Gnosticism, where the material world is created by a lesser deity, the demiurge, while the true reality is the world of light and spirit. These ancient teachings, separated by continents and millennia, arrive at the same conclusion. Reality is not what it seems, and its foundation is non-material. Modern psychology and neuroscience are also beginning to approach an understanding of the mental nature of reality, albeit from a different direction. Carl Gustav Jung, the great Swiss psychiatrist, introduced the concept of the collective unconscious, a reservoir of archetypes and symbols shared by all humanity. These universal mental structures, manifesting in the dreams, myths, and religions of different peoples, point to the existence of a deep, interconnected mental substrate that transcends individual consciousness. His idea of synchronicity, meaningful coincidences that have no causal link but possess profound meaning, also hints at the existence of some acausal, mental principle of ordering that connects the inner world with external events. The American neuroscientist Candace Pert, author of the book Molecules of Emotion, made a revolutionary discovery in 1973, identifying opioid receptors in the brain.
Her further research showed that emotions do not simply live in the brain but are distributed throughout the body via a network of neuropeptides in their receptors. She called these molecules informational ligands, which bind the mind and body, turning them into a single psychosomatic network. PEAR showed that our thoughts and emotions directly influence the chemistry of our body, the state of every cell. This is not merely a connection. It is an inseparable unity where the mental manifests as the physical, and the physical reacts to the mental. The boundary between thought and matter is erased at the cellular level. Thus, if the universe is a thought, if consciousness is primary and matter is but its manifestation, what are the practical consequences of this for your life?
It means that you are not merely a passive observer, but an active co-creator of your reality. Your thoughts, your beliefs, your emotions, these are not just internal experiences, they are formative forces that constantly influence the world around you. This opens the doors to incredible responsibility and simultaneously to limitless possibilities. You are not a victim of circumstances, but the architect of your destiny. Changing your mental landscape will inevitably lead to a change in your external world. This is not magic in the conventional sense, it is a profound understanding of the laws of the universe. The principle of mentalism gives you the key to the conscious governance of your life, to the manifestation of the desired, and to the creation of the reality of which you dream. How then to apply this principle every day, so that thought shapes matter in your life? Here are 7 practical techniques to help you begin this journey. The first technique, mindfulness of thought. Begin to notice your thoughts. Most people live without being aware of the flow of their thoughts, allowing them to wander uncontrollably. Set aside a few minutes a day to simply observe your thoughts as if they were clouds in the sky. Do not judge them, do not cling to them, simply note their presence. This will help you understand that you are not your thoughts, but the observer of thoughts, and you can choose where to focus. The second technique, visualization with emotion. This is not merely imagining a picture, it is the creation of a vivid, detailed mental image of the desired outcome, accompanied by a deep feeling as if it has already occurred. Imagine your desire not as something in the future, but as already accomplished. Feel the joy, the gratitude, the relief of its embodiment. The stronger the emotion, the more powerful the mental impulse. The third technique, affirmations. These are positive, assertive statements formulated in the present tense. For example, instead of "I want to be wealthy," say "I am wealthy and prosperous." Repeat these affirmations aloud or to yourself with conviction, especially in the morning and before sleep. They reprogram your subconscious, replacing limiting beliefs with supporting ones, forming a new mental matrix of your reality. The fourth technique, meditation. Regular practice of meditation helps to calm the mind, reduce mental noise, and gain access to deeper layers of consciousness. In a state of deep meditation, you can feel your connection with the One, with the All, and then your intentions become much more powerful, for they emanate from the Source. Begin with 5 to 10 minutes a day, focusing on the breath. The fifth technique, gratitude. This is one of the most powerful mental practices. Daily express sincere gratitude for everything you have, and even for that which you wish to manifest, as if it has already been given. Gratitude raises your vibration, switches your mind to the frequency of abundance, and attracts even more reasons for gratitude into your life. Create a gratitude journal and record at least 5 things every day. The sixth technique, intention. Clearly formulate your goals and desires. Write them down. Then, in a calm state, mentally or aloud, declare your intention to the universe. This is not a request, but an assertion. You are stating that you are creating this, and the universe as a mental field begins to rearrange itself to match your intention. Be extremely clear and specific in your formulations. The seventh technique, energetic hygiene. Your mental reality is constantly subject to outside influence. Protect your mental space from negative news, toxic people, and destructive thoughts. Surround yourself with positive influences, inspiring ideas, and people who support your development. Remember, you are what you fill yourself with. If the universe is a thought, then you are part of that thought, and your purity influences the purity of the entire field. The principle of mentalism is not merely an esoteric doctrine. It is a fundamental law that pulls back the veil over the true nature of being. From the ancient Hermetists to modern quantum physicists, from philosophers to neuroscientists, They all point to one thing. The universe is not matter, but thought. Consciousness is primary. And you, as a part of this consciousness, possess the incredible power to shape your reality. If these discoveries resonate with your soul, if you are ready to dive deeper into the mysteries of the universe, stay with us. In the next episode, we shall reveal the principle of correspondence, demonstrating how, as above, so below, and how the laws of the microcosm mirror the laws of the macrocosm, opening new paths to understanding our place in the universe. Together, we shall continue to explore the forbidden knowledge that can transform your perception and your life.